I'm a little bit late, but better late than ever. I'm clearing the feed. I use shaman stick or Palo Santo. I had to do a little disclaimer because people don't know what that is. Give me a second to share this feed. I'm going to be covering session 12 today of the Law 1. Give me 1 second. I'm just posting it in the class space. It's a pretty good session. I like this session better than the last one. It'll be covering some different stuff. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's not a bad feed we'll be doing. Give me 1 sec. I have one more share. I'm going to be getting off of here and doing a feed immediately for Sparks of Divine Light, a news feed as well. I'm just a little bit late today. If you're just logging on, share this feed. I like the Law 1 because it covers basically everything consciousness, and it was really pivotal in my learning and my kind of journey here. So I really like this material. I'm getting kind of better at it as I go along, at interpreting it and breaking it down for you guys. As I mentioned, this is session 12. If you're just logging on, hi. I'm going to be doing a short question and answer period afterwards. So if you guys have any questions pertaining to the Law 1, which is pretty much anything consciousness, go ahead and ask away. Anything we've covered so far. We're on session 12. You guys can join this class anytime. If you guys aren't in it, you can PM me afterwards. In the last session, I mentioned that the Orion Crusaders came here in the chariots. I want to discuss this term chariot, and it's used again and again in the Bible as well, and kind of all throughout history. There's a lot of artwork depicting different chariots and things like that. This term chariot is a term used in warfare among our people. This is significant. The Orion crafts are shaped in elongated oval shapes. The color is darker than silver, but look metallic in the light. Without any light, the color looks red or like a fiery color. They have other craft designs. These other crafts include dish-shaped objects that are small in size, approximately 12 feet in diameter. They also have the box-shaped crafts that are 40 feet per side. They have other crafts that can take on any desired shape, though, and they use thought control mechanisms to operate these crafts. There's various civilizations that make up this group. Some of them are able to use intelligent infinity more than others. This type of information is not shared within the group. So because of this, the chariots vary in shape and appearance. When we talk about the Orion group, we loosely kind of talk about the group that people are calling reptilians. A lot of the time, most of these are making up the Orion group. They are mainly made of negative entities, obviously, but they don't really have a lot of loyalty amongst themselves, so they're not really sharing knowledge among themselves as maybe like, positive entities would. So this information is not being shared within the group, so all of these chariots or crafts appear different in shape and size. Let's discuss the efforts on the part of the Confederation to stop the Orion chariots from arriving here. We know that we have a quarantine up on this planet, but I want to discuss that quarantine. We have a network of guardians that patrol. They, however, do not hinder each and every entity from pertaining to quarantine. They don't basically stop every entity. We have to recognize that free will is really important here. The requirement is that any request must be made in light and love so that the Law 1 is being met. If the request is not made due to any entity slipping through the net, then there's a penetration of the net or of the quarantine. Let's go over how the Confederation stops the Orion chariots from coming through the quarantine. There is a contact at the level of light body, depending upon the vibratory level of the guardian. These guardians sweep the Earth's energy fields to patrol for any approaching entities. If they find any approaching entities, they're hailed in the name of the One Creator. Once an entity is hailed, they're bathed in love and light and must use their free will to obey the quarantine because of the power of the Law 1. Let's discuss what happens to the entity if they do not obey the quarantine after being hailed. To not obey the quarantine after being hailed will be the equivalent of not stopping and walking into a solid brick wall. The Creator is one being. It's impossible to break this law. The vibration of those able to break the quarantine boundaries once see this as a net of love and light. It's really impossible. If someone does break the quarantine, though, there's no confrontation like you would think. The only entities who are able to penetrate the quarantine are those who discover windows or distortions in the space-time continuum around our planet's energy field. They enter through these windows, but the windows are rare and often unpredictable. This accounts for what we call the, quote, UFO flaps, end quote. An example of this would be where a large number of UFOs showed up in 1973. Most of the UFOs, which are seen in our skies, are actually from the Orion group. The Orion group sends out messages. We kind of touch base on this, how they look for service to self individuals, and if they do communicate with someone who services others, they're just going to give them like warnings about the future, doomsday kind of prophecy type of information, because that's all they really can do. Some of these messages are received by those who are service to others, like I said. Many of these messages are altered to be acceptable to people. They mainly warn of difficulties in our future. This is the only way the Orion group can influence anyone that's service to others. The Orion group is self-serving in every way, so they can't really do a lot with service to other people. This group likes to make contact with service to self people. These people are most helpful to their mission because they can easily influence them. Not all of the UFOs are negative, though, in our skies. The Confederation has many projections in our skies, and these are thought form entities that are positive. I really like how they use the word projection, too, because in my world, we live in a holographic projection. Our reality is kind of like a virtual reality video game, the way I look at it. And so I really like that they use the word projection when referring to these UFOs, too. So this reality really is a sophisticated projection. I mentioned that when the Orion Crusaders get through the net, they give both technical and non-technical information. Let's discuss the type of non-technical information that they give. This is done by telepathic contact. This is how most of the higher entities communicate. It's something I'm practicing in my own life, learning how to tune in telepathy, my twin flame, and to communicate that way. The Orion group uses telepathy and the philosophy of the Law of One. That's why you're seeing it common. The light and dark love the Law of One, but for different reasons. We're going to kind of get into that. It is pushed, their version is pushed with many distortions. They use the Law of One for their service to self agenda. I see this happening on Facebook all of the time in a lot of light worker communities, where a lot of new age communities, where they promote the Law of One, but they use it to support their agenda, and they basically want the world to continue, and they use it to condone evil, basically. In many advanced groups, there's rituals and exercises given and being done. We see this as a theme in the Matrix with the religions, the Catholic Church, secret societies, and cults of all kinds. These rituals have been written down and passed down for a long time. And just as many of service that other spiritual teachers have done, passing down their work and teachings, so has the negative groups. Their philosophy is all about manipulating others, especially those that are service to others. They seek to turn people that are service to others and make them service to self. That way they can manipulate you even more. This would be the origin of black magic. The Orion group has helped those that had a negative polarity. A negative polarity, I keep on saying this, is just someone that's service to self. We get sorted really easily. A positive polarity is obviously service to others. There are many negative entities in our inner planes. These negative entities are teachers and guides as well. They seek to possess certain souls that are service to self. It is possible for a person here on Earth to be confused and to call on both the Confederation and the Orion group at the same time. This is really possible for an untuned channel. I spent a lot of my life as an untuned channel. I have certain gifts and abilities, and until I grew into those gifts and abilities, it was really dangerous for me to have a low vibration or to be service to self, so I kind of knew all about that path. People can receive both positive and negative communications. A lot of people around us are receiving both positive and negative communications. This is why it's really important when channeling to only be asking very service of other questions and using your gifts to help others. People can receive both positive and negative communications. If the person is service to others, they will begin to receive messages of doom. If the person is service to self, then the Orion group doesn't have to lie. They just give them their philosophy. They don't have to lie about it and act like they're service to others. They can just kind of give it to them straight. Many people have made contact, and it's made them confused and self-destructive. But these people were channels that were service to self. They were open to the bad information the Orion group gave them. And the Crusaders, once they let them in, guess what they do? They neutralize the person as the channel. So they basically just lie to you, give you your philosophy. And once you allow them in, they basically, destroy your abilities. Most of these Crusaders are fourth density. Let's real quick touch base on that. If you are service to self, you'll probably lose your abilities at some point. That's really what happened with Edgar Cayce. Most of these Crusaders are fourth density. That's why, I spent most of my life living in the third dimension. So these entities seemed real advanced when I was living there. But now that I'm living in the higher densities and a little bit higher than them, they shouldn't seem that advanced to us. People should be seeing these entities for what they are. So the entities in the fourth density are normally invisible to people in the third density. You can't see the fourth density from the third density. So if you guys have ever felt invisible, a lot of people will tell you, I feel really invisible. I feel like people can't see me. I'm part of this journey. You'll know why. There are no Confederation or Orion entities living upon the earth and operating visibly among us in the society at this time. But the Crusaders of Orion use two types of entity to do their bidding. The first type is the thought form type, and the second, a kind of robot. You should be familiar with these biological robots or the Greys. These robots can look like any other being. It's mostly a construct. The robot is normally known as Men in Black. It's a sort of clone droid type of vehicle. The Men in Black are a thought form type of entity which have some beingness to their makeup. They have certain physical characteristics that give them away. However, their true vibrational nature is not of the third density vibrational characteristics, so they're able to materialize and dematerialize when necessary. All of these Men in Black are used by the Orion Crusaders. Let's talk about the Wanderers. That should be all of you guys too. Hopefully you guys are going to start typing some questions, anything UFOs, anything we've been covering in the Law of One, anything. I'm going to do a little bit of a discussion and answer to get everyone caught up to where we are. So let's talk about the Wanderers. Ra uses a metaphor, and he says the sand that may make up the beaches, as many grains of sand there are the sources of intelligent infinity. And you and me are aspects of the divine. I'm just one aspect of many. And when a person has achieved complete understanding of their desires, they may decide to serve others. There are many people on our planet now calling for aid. These are our brothers and sisters, and they're from all reaches of creation. We're bound together by the desire to serve. We came here to fix the distortions in the Law of One, and basically it got distorted back in Egyptian times, and we came here, we volunteered to come fix these distortions. There are many wanderers incarnate here on Earth. There's a heavy influx of wanderers here. There was an intensive need to come help this planet to harvest. Right now there's 65 million wanderers here. And these numbers are astronomical, because I'm always talking about like the 144,000. There's actually 65 million people here that are incarnate that have souls of the sixth dimension. So that's you and me, and it's pretty amazing, it's pretty miraculous, and I'm confident that almost every person on this planet, because someone did the math and said that's 1 in 8 people, I'm pretty confident that pretty much everyone on this planet is going to actually awake. So the planet is awakening. Some of the fourth and fifth some are from the fourth and fifth density, but the largest number here, like I said, is from the sixth density. You have a certain purity of mind and bravery to come here. The warrior can always forget its mission and become karmically involved. It's easy to get swept up in the same destruction that we came here to avert. I did that for a little while. I got sucked into that karma wheel, not understanding things, living really unconsciously. So it's really easy to do. A lot of you guys know that now. It's easy for a wanderer to act in a consciously unliving manner, or to create other actions and to become karmically involved. Many of these wanderers had physical ailments too in this third density situation. A lot of us spend a lot of time sick or not adjusting well energetically. Due to the extreme vibrational differences, wanderers can become sick from the low vibrations. Wanderers usually have some type of handicap, such as feeling alienated or alone. And a lot of people develop personality disorders because of this planet's vibration. And a lot of wanderers also develop allergies. I'm going to look and see if there's any questions because someone was asking me to do questions. I'll keep it brief though because I do have some really good news that I'm about to get off here and do for Sparks of Divine Light. So I'm going to keep it really brief. But anything Law 1. Let's see. You're going to get me some organic Powerade. You don't have to. I'm a healer, so I alchemize it. I know people will be like, oh my god, I understand fluoride is a main ingredient in it. I take chlorella every day, though, and I alchemize it. So we're getting chemicals everywhere. It actually has more good things in it that I need than the bad, believe it or not, because of the kind of energy I'm burning. And I also have a lot that I'm healing and overcoming. Some people know about it, some people can't tell. So I have a lot. It's just what I have to drink right now. But we've been getting fluorinated and poisoned since the day you were born. So it's kind of just everywhere. What traits give them away? I'm assuming you're talking about wanderers. Someone with a higher density soul is going to have a different vibration. I'm attracting all of you guys to me for a certain reason because we vibe the same. And whereas, you know, if I go out in the third dimension and I'm trying to maybe talk to some people in that kind of density, I'm not going to fit in. I'm not going to vibe as well. There's going to be a vibrational difference. So it's really your vibration that sets you apart. A lot of us starseeds were very awake most of our lives and got drugged back to sleep or put to sleep at an early age too. A lot of starseeds or wanderers will be kind of awake a lot more in childhood too. And I also believe that there's different dreaming characteristics that give away this soul group. A lot of people maybe of the third density aren't even having dreams at all or having these kind of astral experiences, amazing things happening. If you have a higher vibrational soul, you're going to be able to access different areas of the universe too, or the cosmos. So I just think there's different traits that are setting us apart from the average person. You have to remember this planet is about to graduate from the third dimension, from the third density. I'm supposed to technically call them densities, but you'll catch me going back and forth with density or dimension. So technically this is a third dimension planet or density, and everyone's getting ready to graduate or to be harvested. So we came to help. So obviously if you have a sixth density or dimensional soul, you've already been through the third dimension. We've already been harvested and done this part of the journey, and we just came back here to help. So it's kind of vast. We're all from different places, but there are a lot of people here that have incarnated from the higher densities to come help. These numbers are astronomical. Probably everyone in your life is actually a wanderer. The ones that are sleeping and don't remember, they're just disconnected from their true selves and their missions. You really have to wake up and be activated for this. Yeah, ask me questions because I'll go through the list real quick. Anything pretty much. I access the Akashic as well, so I'm able to pull a lot of information on random things. So if you guys have any kind of questions, so many people feel alone on this journey. I spend so much of my day alone, and that's why I really love Facebook. I'm using it to heal you guys, to connect with you guys, and it's amazing because I feel really disconnected where I live. I live in Pittsburgh. There aren't a lot of awake people here, just me and my twin flame pretty much. And so I can feel very alienated. You can just feel like you don't belong here. Everyone's sleeping, and I actually heard someone talking about Kylie Jenner behind me in public. Like, really? Like, that's what people are talking about? I'm sorry. I'm just like, so you can feel disconnected while everyone's worried about Kylie Jenner and the Kardashians having babies and things like that. You can feel really disconnected and kind of like you don't belong here while everyone's worried about this mundane stuff. And we're more concerned about like saving the planet and saving all life on this planet because people are at a dangerous place. I have some news about the honeybee and how 75% of the world's honey has pesticides in it. And if we kill off these bees, by the way, we all die. So humanity's at a dangerous place right now. And we all have to pull together and we all have to help. But these numbers give me so much hope and it's pretty amazing. Yes, the world is awakening, and this energy is helping so much. We have a meteor coming Thursday. I'm really excited about it, because it does something to the Earth's magnetic shields, and all of this energy hitting us is just pretty amazing. The sun's actually getting hotter and brighter too, and we're getting more and more source energy from the sun, and these energy influxes are really like just upgrading our DNA and upgrading us to our divine potential. I heard that basically the nice people are getting nicer, and the people that are like mean or nasty are getting meaner and nastier, because this energy is having good effects on people and bad effects on some people. It really depends on where you're at with your soul missions. For me, I love it. Manuses are actually of the 8th density, to my understanding, and they're very spiritual entities, and I have a strong connection with that group, because I'm always getting sent the little praying manuses here in my daily life. I have a really strong connection. They're very spiritual guides, and just always benevolent and like really amazing creatures. Nice to meet you. I'm a little bit late today. Usually I go live like 5 hours earlier. I get up really early in the morning, so I'm probably catching like a different group of people. So I'm late today, but I guess I'm on time for you guys. It's really nice to meet you guys. Make sure you like this page. I'm Robin, and I go live from this page, and then I also do one other page for like news. I know a lot of people, and this is the thing about Wanderers. I had depression really bad. I was on like every medication, tons of pharmaceuticals, always going to the doctor to see what was wrong with me. It turns out nothing was wrong with me, and it's the world we live in. So a lot of starseeds can feel really depressed, really alone, cut off, anxious, because I hadn't grown into my gifts right, and because of the low vibration, I would feel everyone's anxiety all the time. So I was always in a constant state of like anxiety from not grounding and not taking good care of my energy. I was always feeling and absorbing everything around me. So just know that we have a different kind of energy. A lot of people are like, well, what's my mission? Your mission is just being here. Energetically, we're doing something to people, just being around them, whether it be in a store or at your job or whatever. Energetically, we are affecting people because we have a different kind of energy. So we really are taking on a lot of energies and transmuting them at all times. That's really our job. We're kind of like little purifiers, and we're always taking on energy. It's very important you guys are taking care of yourselves too. Okay, and then about these physical side effects. Unfortunately, I'm beginning to think that a lot of, not all, but a lot of sicknesses that are appearing, I'm seeing a lot of autism, fibromyalgia. There's just a lot of the same type of illnesses popping up. I really believe that a lot of these are heavy metal poisoning symptoms, and that we've been getting poisoned since the day I was born. I was getting vaccinated, I'm drinking my fluoride, Powerade, etc. These kind of metals build up in our body, and they're very toxic for us. And that's why we're seeing these kind of outbreaks and influxes of illnesses, because any kind of illness is going to be a spiritually based illness. So these are spiritual ailments that we really have to work to fix. Any kind of emotions are going to manifest into a sickness. So really work on purifying your mind, body, and souls. You can always PM me. I'm always trying to tell you guys to take chlorella and do little things that you can to try to kind of combat these things. Yes, surround yourself with good people, literally. I'm trying to create this beautiful world, heaven on earth, right here in the place where all the catastrophes happening. I know, right? But I'm trying to build my own little bubble of purity and amazingness right here. So basically, surround yourself with positive people. Get rid of anyone and anything not serving you. Just work at becoming lighter. And you know what? You can manifest heaven and earth right here too, because heaven and hell are states of consciousness. And while some people might be going through hell, I've already done that part of my journey. So I'm kind of I'm getting back to that spiritual purity and trying to manifest something better here in the same place. So just work on creating what you can in your life. Work on taking power of your life too. America is a vegan who is having anxiety and depression. If you are a vegan, and don't get all nasty. No, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I like to joke. No, if you are a vegan, you should be taking a good vitamin B complex. Now listen, you should be eating live, healthier foods. Everyone knows that we want to get rid of eating all this heavy meat, fat, sugar, all this stuff. We all know we have to get healthier. I'm never ever going to be the type that's going to tell you what to eat though. That's for you to decide. But if you are a vegan, please, it's not fat that you need. It's a vitamin B complex. And make sure you check the numbers on the label. Make sure that they're all in the thousands. It's really important that you get a good one, because what you're missing is vitamin B, and that regulates your nervous system. Everyone should be on a vitamin B complex, by the way. I can't get out of bed without taking it. I take it instead of coffee. I used to drink a lot of coffee. Now I take my vitamin B. So it's a necessity though, but especially if you're vegan, make sure that you're getting vitamin B from somewhere, because I see a lot of people come to me really unhealthy after eating vegan, because we really do need balance in our bodies. My recommendation, I just eat fish and like live foods mainly. So if you are trying to like go vegan, try to throw some fish in with it if it doesn't, you know, have this complex. Remember too that all animals contracted to learn with us too. So I know there's a lot of mistreatment going on with people and animals in life of all forms. I'm really aware of that, but just be aware that that I know a lot of people get this guilt complex over eating meat, that these animals did agree to contract and to learn with us for their soul evolution too. Aw, Alicia, you're loved too. Dreaming characteristics. Yes, I feel like we're a lot more active in the dream world. I'm having, you know, dreams, premonitions, things like that, healing work going on in the other realm. I think we're all a little bit more active and in other places too. Let's see. It's not toxic, the drink I'm drinking. I'm a Reiki master, so I alchemize anything, all of my food I eat or drink. So I'm well aware that when I bought it, it was toxic. But I'm a master alchemist. I love the shirt too. I love the shirt too. I like any kind of alien, UFO clothes. We're working on making some too. So I really see big things. I'm really loving the chance to get creative and to create things. Let's see. Are the Greys from Orion? The Greys oftentimes do their bidding. So they are tied to the Orion group, but they're more like they do their bidding. I would say Allie. She was trying to use I use the light of white Christ I use the white light of Christ consciousness to help with negative entity, things like that, and protection and things like that. But if you have negative people, like your family's negative, maybe your coworkers, she's saying her coworkers are negative. If you have negative people around you, call them the violet flame. I put entire houses and buildings in the violet flame. You can do it with a visualization. Just literally picture it being burned in, you know, purple flames. And it's pretty amazing. It's easy to do. That will transmute any kind of negativity. It will burn off any kind of karma. So if you have negative people, instead of engaging back with them, you know, you have people attacking you or being nasty, instead of engaging like they want you to, instead all you have to do is send them healing energy or put them in the violet flame, and it will alchemize the situation. Instead of them feeling the need to attack you, it should stop it dead in its tracks. So if you have people that are angry or nasty or not being nice or grumpy, and this is a thing that I have some crazy news today, and things are about to get crazy. I know that you guys probably are like, oh no, it's, you know, it's over, the storm's over. Things are about to get crazy, and people are really going to have to work hard to stay grounded. And I saw a meme too. I love pulling the meme quotes, but it was about a tree, and it says that a strong tree isn't afraid of the storm, and maybe that's what it is. I'm building up my light body or my spiritual strength. Maybe I'm just becoming stronger and stronger each storm we go through. So if you're not spiritually strong, you have to work at staying grounded during those energy storms. We have another one coming right at us in a few days, so rest up. Oh my God, I love this question too. Someone asked about when we die and come back, why are our abilities so much stronger? I'm someone who pushed life and death too. I manifested a lot of crazy scenarios throughout my life because I was really fighting the universe and didn't want to be here for a good part of my life. So I've died and come back too. And when you die, your brain floods with DMT, which is produced in your pineal gland or your third eye, and it really floods it. Now, we're going to talk about what DMT is because I really like this subject. DMT is a chemical that is a doorway for your soul, so that when you die, it's naturally released in your body, and it acts as a doorway so that your soul can basically go home or leave here. Now, the thing is that DMT is released other times, and literally can be released for alcoholics, people who have been through trauma. So chances are all of us have had some DMT flooding our brains. But when you die, it really floods your brain in a large capacity. So it does something permanently to you. I had it described like it kind of opens the doorway permanently. I know a lot of people are probably thinking, oh, let me go get some DMT to take. No, that's different. That's synthetic. You never want to take synthetic drugs ever. It's not going to have the same effects at all, and it's actually going to probably destroy your third eye. So you never want to take it synthetically. There's a difference between the natural occurring DMT and the synthetic kind that you could be taking. It's much different. But if you ever had life or death, near-death experiences, out-of-body experiences, things like that can release DMT. That's what's made my abilities so much stronger. I would say it was probably instrumental in my journey. I had kind of a crazy journey to get here and to get prepared for this. But I am a shaman, and I can access the other realm and those in the other realm really easily. And it's kind of like a bridge between this realm and the other is the best way to describe it. What is a Blu-ray? I most identify as a Blu-ray, but I also tell you guys I'm a vast energy. So one day I might be Blu-ray, the next I might be playing Pleiadian because my family has Pleiadian lineage or whatever. So just remember that your soul is a vast energy form and you've had many forms. But Blu-rays have special abilities such as programming DNA and repairing DNA and things like that. It is a ray of an angel. There are different color rays that each angel will belong to. I don't believe in the dinosaurs. That's not a dinosaur question. I don't believe in the dinosaurs. I won't touch that topic though. Yeah, things have changed since the eclipse. We're going to see the third sign of the apocalypse Thursday night coming to a city worldwide near you, which would be this meteor or asteroid that's going to come really close to Earth. So just be aware, there's things going on. There's signs everywhere. Let's see. You're needed here. You guys are all needed here so badly. We felt the call. We had to come here, and it was a little bit harder than we thought. Earth is like a badass school. It is like a boot camp. It is like a spiritual boot camp for your soul, and it's intense, and it's hard, and it's painful, and it's dense, but we're here, and we're raising our vibrations. We're raising this planet up in density. It's pretty amazing. I'm going to let you guys go. Think of some better questions next time. I'm going to let you guys go on that note, but I'm going to get right back on here and do another feed. I'm going to go pick out some cards, sage a little bit, pick out some cards, and then come right back on here. I'm going to be doing a pretty good feed tomorrow, too. So if you're interested in joining our class, if you're not already in it, it's there's a one-time donation fee of $20 to join. But that gets you a lifetime access to that space, and I'm going to be using that same space forever to be teaching from. So if you really want access to this group, all you have to do is look it up. It's the Mystery School of Atlantis group on here, and then I'll give you information once I add you.